History and Culture of the United Kingdom. This book embarks on a fascinating journey through the rich tapestry of the United Kingdom's history and culture, tracing its origins from prehistoric times to the modern era. It explores pivotal moments such as the Roman conquest, the Viking incursions, and the Industrial Revolution, while also delving into the cultural treasures that define British identity. From Shakespeare's literary legacy to the global influence of British music, readers will discover the unique traditions, culinary delights, and iconic landmarks of this storied land, weaving together the historical and cultural threads that make the UK a truly remarkable place. Whether uncovering the mysteries of Stonehenge or savoring the enduring charm of afternoon tea, this book offers a comprehensive guide to the evolution and character of the United Kingdom. Chapter 1: Prehistoric Britain, the Dawn of Civilization. Early human presence, the first settlers. The story of humanity in Britain begins over 800,000 years ago, as evidenced by archaeological discoveries at sites such as Happisburgh in Norfolk. Fossilized tools and animal remains suggest that these early settlers were members of Homo heidelbergensis, a species that occupied Europe during the Middle Pleistocene period. These people were hunter-gatherers, relying on local flora and fauna for survival in a climate that fluctuated between temperate and icy extremes. At Happisburgh, researchers unearthed flint tools alongside remains of extinct mammals like mammoths and ancient horses. These artifacts, preserved beneath glacial sediments, are among the oldest evidence of human activity in Britain, pushing back the timeline of habitation to nearly a million years ago. Paleo-environmental studies indicate these humans endured a cool, forested environment filled with rivers and marshes, a challenge for their survival. Later, around 500,000 years ago, the Boxgrove site in West Sussex revealed the oldest known human remains in Britain. A partial tibia and teeth found here are attributed to Homo heidelbergensis. These findings showcase their physical adaptations and tool-making abilities, as well as their capacity to hunt large animals, such as deer, using sophisticated stone tools. This site represents one of the best preserved Middle Pleistocene habitats, offering a glimpse into the lives of early Britons. Homo heidelbergensis gave way to Neanderthals, whose remains have been identified at sites like Swanscombe in Kent. Neanderthals inhabited Britain intermittently due to harsh Ice Age conditions, with their presence marked by advanced tools and evidence of their adaptability. For a deeper exploration of early human settlement in Britain, consider The First Humans, Origin and Early Evolution of the Genus Homo, by Frederick E. Grein, which offers a comprehensive overview of early hominins, and Kindred, Neanderthal Life, Love, Death and Art, by Rebecca Ragg Sykes for insights into Neanderthals and their cultural legacy. These works provide context for understanding the prehistoric roots of Britain. The Last Ice Age and its impact. During the last Ice Age, which peaked approximately 20,000 years ago, the geography and wildlife of Britain were drastically different from what we see today. At this time, Britain was connected to mainland Europe via a landmass known as Doggerland, allowing the free movement of humans and animals across the region. This icy period dramatically shaped the land, creating vast glaciers that carved out valleys and left behind features like the iconic Lake District and Scottish Highlands as the ice retreated. As the Ice Age ended around 12,000 years ago, rising global temperatures caused glaciers to melt, leading to a significant rise in sea levels. Doggerland, a fertile plain home to diverse wildlife and Mesolithic humans, began to flood. Eventually, by around 6000 BCE, much of Doggerland was submerged under the North Sea, severing Britain from the European continent. Archaeological studies have discovered tools and bones from this region, indicating it was once a thriving habitat for both humans and animals, including mammoths and deer. The Storegga Slide, a massive undersea landslide off the coast of Norway, around 6200 BCE, is believed to have caused a tsunami that further inundated Doggerland. This catastrophic event may have led to the abandonment of the last remaining islands in the area, leaving Britain as an isolated landmass. Understanding the Ice Age's impact offers insight into how climate change shaped early human migration and settlement. This period also provides a cautionary tale about rising sea levels, reminding us of the vulnerability of coastal and low-lying areas to environmental changes. Suggested reading: Brian E. Cole's work on Doggerland offers maps and reconstructions of the submerged land. The Edge of Memory by Patrick Nunn explores the cultural memory of geological events like the flooding of Doggerland. Europe's Lost World by Vince Gaffney examines the archaeology of Doggerland and its significance. This exploration of Britain's prehistoric geography sets the stage for understanding the evolution of its landscapes and the resilience of its early inhabitants. The Mesolithic Era, Hunter-Gatherers and Adaptation. The development of tools and survival techniques. The Mesolithic period, circa 10,000–4000 BCE, marked a significant transformation in human adaptation and survival strategies. Following the end of the Ice Age, Mesolithic communities in Britain refined their tools and methods to adjust to a warming climate and changing ecosystems. Small, precise flint tools known as microliths became prevalent. These were often attached to wood or bone to create composite tools, used for hunting and fishing, as well as woodworking. Such technological advancements allowed these groups to efficiently exploit their environments, catching fish and hunting with improved precision. From nomadic lifestyles to semi-permanent settlements. During this era, humans began transitioning from purely nomadic lifestyles to establishing semi-permanent campsites. Archaeological evidence from sites like Starcar in North Yorkshire highlights this shift. Here, wooden structures and platforms indicate prolonged habitation, as well as evidence of organized activities like tool making and food processing. Starcar provides insight into how Mesolithic people interacted with their surroundings, crafting tools and adapting to seasonal changes by forming sustainable living practices. Waterways, such as lakes and rivers, became focal points for these settlements, offering abundant resources like fish and fresh water. Additionally, the ability to manipulate natural resources for shelters and boats demonstrates the ingenuity of these early communities. This gradual move toward settlement laid the groundwork for the later development of agriculture and more complex societies. For a deeper exploration of the Mesolithic period in Britain, consider these sources. Prior, F. Britain BC, Life in Britain and Ireland Before the Romans. This book provides a comprehensive overview of prehistoric life. Mellors, P. The Upper Paleolithic and Mesolithic in Europe. While broader in scope, it covers technological and cultural advances relevant to Britain. These readings will help contextualize the remarkable resilience and ingenuity of Mesolithic communities. The Neolithic Revolution, Farming and Megaliths. The Neolithic Revolution marked a transformative era in Britain, beginning around 4000 BCE. This period introduced agriculture, permanently changing the way people lived. Farming practices, brought by migrants from regions such as Iberia and the Mediterranean, replaced the earlier reliance on hunting and gathering. These Neolithic communities cultivated crops like wheat and barley and domesticated animals such as cattle, sheep, and pigs. This shift allowed for larger, more stable populations and the establishment of permanent settlements across the British Isles. As farming communities grew, they began creating monumental structures that remain some of Britain's most iconic prehistoric landmarks. Stonehenge, constructed between 3000 and 2000 BCE, is a famous example of this. Its alignment with celestial events, such as solstices, suggests a significant ceremonial or astronomical purpose. Other sites, like Avebury and the Ness of Brodger, highlight the sophisticated engineering and social organization of Neolithic communities. These monuments are thought to have been central to rituals, feasting, and possibly community gatherings. The period also saw innovations in pottery and tools, supporting the storage and preparation of food. Evidence from Dorrington walls near Stonehenge, for instance, indicates large-scale feasts involving meat and dairy, reflecting the evolving diet and culture. Interestingly, dairy products likely held ceremonial value, as most Neolithic Britons were lactose intolerant, requiring fermentation into cheese or yogurt. The transition to agriculture was not immediate but involved interaction between incoming farmers and the existing Mesolithic hunter-gatherer population. DNA evidence shows that while there was some intermingling, Neolithic farmers largely replaced the native population due to their ability to sustain larger communities through agriculture. To explore these topics further, consider Stonehenge, Exploring the Greatest Stone Age Mystery, by Mike Parker Pearson, which delves into the cultural significance of these monuments, and resources from the Natural History Museum detailing Britain's prehistoric transitions. Bronze Age Innovations, Metalworking and Trade. The Bronze Age in Britain, c. 2500–800 BCE, marked a transformative period as societies transitioned from using stone to crafting tools and weapons from bronze, an alloy of copper and tin. This innovation enhanced efficiency in agriculture, construction, and warfare. Significant copper mining sites like the Great Orme in Wales and tin sources in Cornwall became critical hubs for metal production, showcasing the region's resource richness. The period also saw the rise of trade networks connecting Britain to mainland Europe. Tin and copper from the British Isles were traded for goods such as gold, amber, and pottery, facilitating cultural and technological exchange. These networks extended as far as the Mediterranean and Scandinavia, promoting the exchange of not just goods but also ideas and practices. Monuments such as the Mold Gold Cape, crafted around 1900–1600 BCE, symbolize the advanced metalworking skills and the status associated with bronze during this time. These artifacts demonstrate the influence of external trade and local craftsmanship in shaping Britain's Bronze Age society. For further exploration, consider the Oxford Handbook of the European Bronze Age by Harry Fawkins and Anthony Harding, which delves into metallurgy and trade systems during this period. Hill forts and tribal societies in the Iron Age. During the Iron Age, around 800 BCE to the Roman invasion in 43 CE, Britain's landscape was dominated by hill forts, reflecting both the defensive needs and societal organization of the time. These structures, typically located on elevated ground, were surrounded by ditches and ramparts. Famous examples include Maiden Castle in Dorset and Danbury in Hampshire. Originally emerging in the late Bronze Age, hill forts became more prominent in the Iron Age as social and economic hubs, possibly serving as market centers and places of refuge during conflict. Iron Age Britain was home to numerous tribal groups, such as the Catu Vellani, Trinavants, and Iceni, each with its distinct culture and social structure. Tribes were led by chieftains or kings, who often gained power through military success and alliances. For example, the Catu Vellani expanded their influence by absorbing neighboring tribes. The Iceni, on the other hand, were notable for their wealth, as seen in treasures like the Snettisham Torques. The art of the Iron Age Britons was intricate and symbolic, often featuring patterns inspired by Celtic traditions. Metalwork, including jewelry and tools, demonstrated high levels of craftsmanship. The use of coins became more widespread, reflecting a developing economy and external trade. Tribes like the Trinavants adopted elements of continental European culture, such as cremation rituals and the use of ceramics. Investigative sources: Cunliffe Berry, Iron Age Communities in Britain, Routledge, Green, Miranda J. Celtic Art, Symbols and Imagery, Sutton Publishing. Further insights can be found at Ancient Origins and the British Iron Age Wikipedia page. These sources provide a comprehensive understanding of how hill forts and tribal societies shaped Iron Age Britain. Legacy of Prehistoric Britain. Prehistoric Britain's innovations left an enduring mark on its cultural and physical landscape, influencing subsequent civilizations in profound ways. The transition from hunter-gatherer societies to agricultural communities during the Neolithic era, along with the construction of monumental structures like Stonehenge, demonstrated the early Britons' ingenuity. These developments established patterns of settlement, spirituality, and land use that continued to shape British culture for millennia. Agriculture, first practiced extensively in the Neolithic period, laid the foundation for organized societies and more complex economies. The domestication of animals and cultivation of crops, introduced during this era, became cornerstones of life in Britain and were later enhanced by Roman and medieval agricultural techniques. The intricate trade networks established in the Bronze and Iron Ages linked Britain to Europe, fostering cultural exchange and technological advancements, such as the introduction of iron tools. Archaeological sites like Avebury and Maiden Castle reveal insights into the societal structure and beliefs of these ancient peoples. Hill forts, once centers of community and defense, still dot the landscape and are a testament to the strategic and social ingenuity of Iron Age Britons. Additionally, objects like the Battersea shield, found in the River Thames, provide clues about their religious practices and artistry, which remain subjects of modern fascination. The legacy of these prehistoric societies is still being unraveled. Archaeology continues to play a crucial role in shedding light on mysteries, such as the precise purpose of Stonehenge or the rituals surrounding burials and offerings. New technologies, like isotopic analysis and ancient DNA studies, are helping researchers uncover details about the diets, movements, and relationships of prehistoric Britons. For further exploration, consider Richard Bradley's The Prehistory of Britain and Ireland, Cambridge University Press, 2019, which offers an in-depth look at Britain's archaeological heritage. The British Museum's resources on prehistoric Britain also provide valuable insights into these transformative periods. We have reached the end of the first chapter of the book, The History and Culture of the United Kingdom. In the next chapter we will talk about Roman Britain, conquest and integration. If you liked it, help the channel, leave your like and subscribe to the channel.